Hello there, welcome to this class with the dance floor activist, me, Matthew Black. This is a yoga class focusing on the glutes, which are a set of muscles in your bottom. They help extend your leg when you walk. They help you stand with good posture. They can get tight. You'll know if they're tight because if you did that, you'll feel them pull around here, and if you've got tight muscles around here, it can give you lower back pain. And as the big sun begins to shine, I'm sure there will be lots of people out in the garden who may challenge their muscles around their lower back. So let's stretch the glutes out just in case it is those that are tense in your body, and we'll also warm them up so that we can definitely feel where they are before we stretch them out. So starting by mobilizing the hips, we're going to rest the feet on the floor, the knees in the air, and start to take some really deep breaths down into the bottom of the rib cage, allowing the breath to settle in the bottom of your lungs, and then inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs and out of the nose again. Taking the knees down one side, bringing them back up and down the other. Now we're going to push through the top hip here. So this foot is now pushing further into the floor to really work this hip up into the air. Maybe feeling a stretch all the way into the front of the shoulder as you move from side to side. And then coming to rest the feet down one side and the knees down the other like this. And then sitting up as tall as you can. You can flex this foot if it's more comfortable for your knee, or you can point the toe. Sitting up as tall as you can, bringing your hands across the thigh, sitting up tall in your chest and looking over your left shoulder. You're looking to feel a stretch all the way down into the bottom of the ribs and maybe into the side of the tummy here. And then coming back to centre, windscreen wiping the knees again and settling them down the other side. Taking the hands across the thigh, feeling down into those muscles across the side of the tummy, maybe into your chest, the muscles between the rib cage. And coming back to centre. I'm going to sit with the legs straight. Let's straighten the left leg and pull the right knee into the chest. Sit up as tall as you can and then lift that leg up in the air and rest it down again. You should feel the muscles in the front of the leg really work rather hard to do that. If you ever get knee pain, this might be a good exercise to help strengthen the muscles around the knee. And then folding the leg to the side, sitting up really tall, pop a little flexion in the knee, just a little bend in the knee, and then take the chest forward. Now you might be able to rest your stomach down on your thigh. You might be able to interlace the fingers and pop them over the feet. But really the aim, for me at least, in yoga, is just to feel into your body. Be mindful of where you're feeling a stretch or a contraction. And here we're looking for a stretch sort of along the back of the leg and behind the knee, maybe in the calf. And if you separate all your toes, maybe all the way into the back of the, into underneath the foot there. And rest. Let's do that on the other side. So pulling the left knee in and then taking the right foot up. Let's do one more of those. And then taking the foot to the side, sitting up as tall as you can and taking your chest forward. Now the elbows want to be out, whether you've got them, your hands over your feet, and you're looking to elongate your spine. So grow your spine long from your tail. And relax. Now we're going to take the knees to one side, the feet to the other, into a mermaid pose. So this becomes like your tail of the mermaid. And again, just like I said before, flex the foot if this is uncomfortable in your knee. And then take the left arm to the ceiling. And if you're feeling a stretch down this side of the body, that's great. If you want to increase that, then walk the fingers out. Take the elbow to the ceiling. Oh, there's a candle in the background falling over. I'm just going to check to make sure I'm not burning the house down. No, I'm not. We're all safe. Then taking the legs out, and let's do that on the other side. Sitting up really tall. Taking the hand as far to the ceiling as you can, and perhaps even then taking a weight over. But then imagine I've come behind you and I've lifted up that elbow. Though of course that would be a bit scary, being that you're watching this on YouTube. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, resting your hands away. Now we're going to bring both feet forward. Lift them off the floor, take the elbows out and the neck long, shoulders away from ears to boat pose. I'm just going to show you this from the side. Now we're looking to get the shins in line with the horizon, or in this place the mantle shelf. And if you're feeling particularly strong today, you could release the arms. And taking a few breaths just to feel some warmth build up in the tummy area. And then coming to rest the feet on the floor. We're going to roll down onto the mat. Now again, I'm just going to check again. I'm going to blow this one out. There we are. Candles are only romantic if they don't burn the house down. We're going to roll down onto the floor and come and rest the right ankle on the left thigh. Then from here, take your hands and interlace them underneath the left thigh and hug that knee, that thigh slightly closer into the chest. And hopefully you'll begin to feel a stretch around here. If you're not, you could move the foot down a little bit and interlace the fingers over the shin. I'm coming to take some deep breaths. Feel into the hip. Feel free to do some little wiggles and snuggle yourself into this pose. And then resting the left foot on the floor and then collapsing the knees down to the left hand side. Now before you do this, if you want to increase the stretch, you can pop your thighs together and even wrap your feet round as I'm doing. But that takes quite a lot of hip mobility to be able to do that. And again, as I said at the beginning of the class, it really doesn't matter whether you can do exactly what I'm doing, but we're looking here to feel a stretch in the lower back, maybe all the way around the side of the bottom here as well. Now coming to release the foot, but keep that ankle in place on the left thigh. Interlace the fingers underneath the thigh again, but this time straighten the leg to the ceiling and come and flex the foot. And then resting the foot on the floor and swapping over. So we're going to pop the left ankle on the right thigh, come and interlace the fingers under the thigh or the shin, and again feel into those glute muscles or the bottom muscles to feel the stretch. Trying to keep a long neck. If you feel yourself sort of looking back behind you like this, then it'd be advisable to pop a pillow under your head just to lift your head a little bit. Coming to rest the right foot on the floor, draw the thighs together, wrap the feet round if you can, and drop the knees down the right side of the bottom, the right side of the mat, opening the arms up to the ceiling and taking some relaxing breaths. Now on this side I feel the stretch more in the front of my left shoulder than I do in my lower back. Well, that might be the same for you at home. Looking to keep a relaxed neck, and instead focus the stretch across the body and in the lower back, and coming back, releasing the feet and hugging both knees into the chest. Now we're going to do a little rock to rock up to sitting. Come and fold the legs and come to all fours. Now you can take side saddle instead to get to all fours. I'm doing it in the show off yogi way. And let's warm up the wrists. So take your index finger, your pointy finger, to the front of the room, and then circle your shoulders around, warming up into the wrists. Coming one way and then moving the other way. Rounding the shoulders out, tucking the tailbone under. Exhaling as you go. Inhale, open the chest, elongate the spine. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And then coming to find a neutral position with your spine. Now everyone's spine, or at least most people's spine, is in an S shape. So we're looking to honour that position. And the best way to think about it, in my mind, is to think about trying to grow your spine as long as possible. So as though someone's got your head and they're pulling it towards one direction, and someone's got your tailbone pulling it to the other. And then extend the left leg and the right arm. Inhaling as we go. Exhaling, resting the hand and knee back on the floor. Now, I've done this a lot of times. So I'm very stable when I do this move. However, you might experience that you wobble around a little bit, which is perfectly natural because it's a balancing position. But as with anything, as you practice, you become more stable and more confident, he says as he wobbles about. Lovely. Now this time I want you to extend the arm backwards rather than forwards. Come and bend the left knee. Hold the left foot with your right hand and really open up the front of the shoulder and the front of the left thigh. Now if you can't reach your foot, don't worry. There's always another move coming just round the corner that you can do. So let's do that on the other side. Extend the left arm back, bend the right knee, push the foot into the hand, feel the stretch across the front of the left shoulder and the front of the right thigh. And coming to relax. Now, allowing your bottom to rest towards your heels and your head to rest down on the floor or towards the floor. If it's a struggle for you to get all the way down there, you could always rest a pillow between your calves and your thighs, especially if you feel any discomfort in your knee when you do this. And similarly, you could rest a pillow underneath your head or make a pillow with your hands. Coming to take some deep breaths. And then returning back to tabletop. Tucking the toes under. And then elongating the spine. So sticking the tailbone in the air and pushing your weight towards your feet. And rocking your weight from one foot to the other. Warming up into the back of the legs. Feeling this dynamic stretch in the back of the knee, maybe the calf, maybe all the way down into the bottom of the foot, the plantar fascia. spreading your fingers and then looking to drop your shoulders away from your ears and relax the neck. And then bringing your weight forward so that you're in a plank-like position. Now, a plank pose has broad shoulders. You know if you're in a good position because you can clench your bum cheeks and tuck the tailbone under. So you shouldn't be like this with the tailbone in the air, but instead tuck the tailbone under and clench your bum cheeks. And imagine your legs are made of steel. Strong legs. Now we're going to bend the elbows into the rib cage, but you can do this with your knees on the floor so that you can keep better technique. Then bending the elbows into the rib cage, give yourself a little hover and then rest down. Now inhale, extend the feet, and again imagine they're like rods, fingertips to the floor, push the lower ribs into the floor and feel the strength in your upper back, taking the shoulders away from the ears. And then resting back down. Inhale, coming to this position again, it's called low cobra. And you want to avoid feeling this in your lower back. If you do feel it in your lower back, then get a book like a Complete Works of Shakespeare or something and squeeze it between your legs. And that'll help engage your pelvic floor muscles and may reduce any discomfort in your lower back. Lovely. Now if you don't have any discomfort in your lower back, I'm going to challenge your glutes here by asking you to bend your knees, extend the arms back and do the same position, sticking your lower ribs into the floor, sucking your belly in, pushing your knees in the air, separating your feet out and feeling the strength in your bottom muscles. In fact, you could take your fingers and check they're engaged. Exhale and pushing back to this position we did before, downward dog, and releasing those bottom muscles. Wow. Then tiptoeing your feet between your hands, relaxing the neck muscles, coming to fold the arms, and just checking in that your neck is relaxed, the crown of the head is facing the floor. Then release the arms and gently tuck the tailbone under and roll up one vertebra at a time. Now we're going to walk the big toes together. Inhale, taking the arms all the way up. Exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. Let's do that a few times and add in fierce pose. Now I'm going to demonstrate this from the front and then the side. Inhale, open. Exhale, bend the knees, push the bottom backwards, suck in the belly. Squeeze the legs together. Lovely. Inhale, coming up. Engage the bottom muscles as you extend the spine to avoid resting in your lower back. Push the bottom back, bend the knees. And this is the crucial bit. Don't relax the tummy, engage the tummy. Inhale, coming up. Can you rest really low this time? Exhale, coming down. Lovely. Bringing the left elbow to the right thigh, placing the hand and opening up the chest to the side wall. Try and keep the knees together. And inhale, coming up. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bringing the hand to the heart. Lovely. Now, we're going to finish the class sitting, so I'd like you to return to the mat, sitting on your bottom. Sitting up as tall as you can. Walking the fingertips out to the side, then taking the right ear to the ceiling. And then gazing down at the left hand. Taking the left ear to the ceiling and gazing down at the right hand. Now rounding out the shoulders, pressing them away, feeling the stretch between the shoulder blades. Lovely. Now that brings me to the end of the class. I hope you enjoyed engaging the muscles of your body, inviting some oxygen into your lungs, into your bloodstream, and then to those muscles of your body, especially in the bottom muscles today. I hope, if you're self-isolating, that these classes on YouTube are useful for you, and perhaps also for those people who might still be working in those key posts, keeping the country running, and providing those services are much needed. I'd like to finish class bringing the hands together to the heart and maybe encouraging us all to just have a little moment of gratitude to the people who are giving so much of themselves to keep the NHS running and those other vital services. Thank you everyone. Have a really lovely day. Drink plenty of water. Have a lovely night if you're about to go to sleep. And see you at one of my other classes. Thank you.